Jesus loving buddy here, gonna give us some great evidence of why evolution is not true and why we should accept that there is a creator of the universe. So I'm basically going to disprove evolution, give evidence that disproves evolution. I mean, you don't have to believe this, but I'm going to give this to you. And I just want you to hear me out. So I'm going to give some great evidence of why evolution is a lie and why there is a creator of this universe. Okay, first I'm going to start out, but I'm going to give you some few points, just some logic and some things I picked up over the years, and then I'm going to give about 5 videos I want you guys to see and come back to this video and hear me talk. So here we go. I just want to say, there's a point in my life about high school when we started talking about evolution and stuff like this in my physics class and my physical science class, and even the teachers were acknowledging that evolution is how we as human beings came into existence. And I started questioning, like, if all these legitimate adults in my life believe that evolution is how we came into existence, that makes it really hard for me to believe in a God, into a creator, because all these people who are older than me and smarter than me are telling me that we came from some organic soup. So I'm just gonna let you know that I had a time there was a time in my life where I seriously debated this, but then as I was faced with all the evidence, I made my decision to stick with Jesus. So and I want to make another point, is that some people say that there is no evidence for a creator of the universe. But if we go back to our definition of evidence, then evidence is basically something. In this case, there'd be some evidence that points to God as a creator. People say there's no evidence. Well, this is the Bible, and it says that God did create the world in 7 days. 6, he chilled on the 7th, and so therefore we have to conclude that there is evidence that there is a God who created the universe. I mean, you don't have to accept that evidence as I do, but it is evidence, and we have to be intellectually honest and agree that there is evidence that there is a creator. Okay, and illustration I like to use is involves the probability of evolution and the way it works. So, and I know a lot of people have used this, but I'm going to use it anyway. Evolution is a lot like me taking my shiny watch, taking it completely apart to its smallest increments and pieces, putting it in a bag, and going for about 1,000,000 years, 2 billion, whatever, however long evolutionists say it took for human beings to come into existence. And then, bam, I should be able to pull it out of the bag, and there's a brand new shiny watch. And because the universe has laws of physics, and a certain order, then I should be able to pull this watch after millions of years. It should be completely intact, and it should be on time. And I don't know about you, but that is so extremely improbable that we can just intellectually say that me pulling that watch out of the bag and it being on time after millions of years is ridiculous. Another illustration or analogy that relates to evolution is the probability that if we had a bunch of airplane parts, think about it, we're in a field, a bunch of airplane parts, and a tornado comes by, bam, there's a 747. Very unlikely, wouldn't you say? I would. And the next point I'm going to make is has to do with textbooks. I mean, we've all been to high school, hopefully, or at least college, and in those books, a lot of college books are based on science. We can look in there and we'll see these illustrations of something like, okay, there's like this monkey man. He's just kind of hanging out, chilling. Oh, and then about like 1,000,000 years later, there's like this monkey that looks a little less like a monkey, a little more like a man. And then, whoa, there's this half man, half monkey looking dude. And then there's like, whoa, this dude that kind of looks like a man, but still a little furry. And then, shabam! There's a man. And he's large and he's in charge. So that's what a lot of science textbooks have. They have those pictures like that. But I want to tell you that those pictures of those animals, they don't exist. We haven't found those fossils. We don't know what they look like because they don't exist. Some artists just went, well, it'll probably look something like this, and then he drew those pictures. So that's honest right there. I mean, we haven't found those fossils, and those illustrations and those pictures are just of animals that don't exist. That's honest. Any evolution dude could tell you that. Okay, and now we're gonna get started with the videos. The first video is going to talk about population, and if we really did originate 100,000 years ago, or even 50,000 years ago, then the population would be just enormous. So much that we couldn't even, there's not enough land on planet Earth. We'd have to ship people off the moon or something. So, check out that video right there. Click on it. And then once you click on that, come back. I'm making a YouTube video, Mom! I'm making a YouTube video! Don't talk to me right now! And the next video I'm going to use um, involves using logic and the laws of nature and the laws of physics, of energy and things of that sort. So it's kind of like, if we can agree on this, then we have to believe that there's a God. And that video can be seen right there. Yeah, go watch that video, pause this one, and go check it out. Now, the third video is a great video. It has actual scientists, people with credibility, saying there is a God, and they've checked out all the evidence, and they're just kind of almost laughing at the idea of evolution. And that one can be seen right here. It's on my face. How'd that get there? Click on my face and go look at that video. Oh my gosh, there it is. Why don't you go click on that, go look at that video, and you come back here. Okay, and now the fourth video is one from a good friend of mine. I don't know him at all, but we talk on YouTube a little bit. Okay, is from Venom Fang X. He uses a great analogy using a chocolate bar, and it has to do with finite beings and the the infinite characteristics of God. It's a very wonderful video, and that can be seen right there. Click on that one, check it out. Bound, 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 bound. Okay, so we're back, and if you've watched all these videos that I've given you, you don't even have to watch them all. As far as I'm concerned, I was sold within the first 2-3 minutes of every one of them. You can really see that there is some great evidence for God, and that evolution is just, it's so unlikely. It's like, just get out of here. No, go away. That's just silly after a while, because the evidence just points to God. And a lot of people just don't really want to accept that, honestly. And I believe that's why evolution is so built up, because people just don't want to accept that there's a God telling them what to do and things like that, which is totally unnecessary. But also, now that I've given great evidence that there is a creator, I want to propose that that creator is the Christian God of the Bible. And for me to say that, that would mean me having to prove that Jesus Christ did raise from the dead. If he did raise from the dead, that would mean he is God. He is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and he's eternal and all that jazz. Okay, I want you to click right there. Yeah, click right there, and that'll take you to those resurrection videos I've made earlier. And after you've watched all this, we can really conclude that there is a God, and he came to earth through Jesus Christ and paid for our sins. And if we can, because we can intellectually agree on that, hopefully, I hope we've come to that point, then I'd like to read Romans 1:20, and it says, "For since creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that men are without excuse." So, on Judgment Day, we are all going to be without excuse. And you're either going to kneel before the Father because you love him and because you want to, or because you're going to be forced to. Think about it. God bless, homies.